2020 జేఈఈ మెయిన్ ఫలితాలలో ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ విద్యార్థుల ప్రభంజనం. ఆల్ ఇండియా అన్ని కేటగిరీస్లు 18, 35, 251, 253, 582, 606, 778, 780, 812, 821, 1031, 1049, 1303, 1575, 1654, 1753, 1754, 1978 ర్యాంకులే కాక మరెన్నో ఉత్తమ ఫలితాలు సాధించిన విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్. ఈ ఫలితాలు సాధించడానికి కారణమైన లెక్చరర్లు మరియు తల్లిదండ్రులకు మా కృతజ్ఞతలు. ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్.
We discussed about oblique projectile in the previous classes. Now we can discuss about horizontal projectile. Horizontal projectile. Horizontal projectile means, for example, if a body falling from certain height, so like this is a tower of certain height h, tower of certain height h. Now from certain heights a ball is thrown along horizontal direction with velocity u. A ball is thrown along horizontal direction with velocity u. Then what is the path followed by the body? The path followed by the body is like this. So if you throw any body like this from certain height, if you throw the body, what happens? The path followed by the body is like this. So this is the path followed by the body. So now we have to prove that this path is parabola. We have to prove that this path is parabola. So now see here. So this is called horizontal projectile. This arrangement, this type of projection is called horizontal projectile. So now in this, so the situation is, so height h, a body projected along horizontal direction with velocity u. Here also the body moves in the two-dimensional plane. The body moves in the two-dimensional plane. So the body moves along x-axis, at the same time the body moves along y-axis. Body moves along x-axis as well as at the same time the body moves along y-axis also. See here, this is x direction and this is y direction. Now the body moves like this. In this means it traveling x component of distance, at the same time y component, horizontal as well as vertical. So along horizontal direction, in this situation also, what is the direction of weight of the body? Direction of weight of the body or gravitational force acts only along vertically downwards. Gravitational force always acts along vertically downwards only. But along horizontal direction, what is the component of weight? See here, this is the weight of the body mg. So for example, horizontal direction, here the angle is 90. So this is mg cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. What is the horizontal component? If you resolve this weight into two components, if it makes an angle 90 degrees with the horizontal, what is the horizontal component of weight? mg cos theta. Theta is 90. Cos 90 0. So weight of the body along horizontal direction is 0. That means weight of the body acts only along vertically downwards. Vertically downwards. So here also along horizontal direction, force acting on the body is 0. Here in this situation we are considering only, what is that? Gravitational force only. We are not considering no other force. Of course, here we are throwing with certain speed. We are throwing means definitely we are applying certain amount of force, but we are not considering that force. Once the body comes into motion, from that point onwards we are discussing here. How the body comes into motion, we are not considering that topic. We are not considering that how the body comes into motion. We are considering once the body comes into motion, what happens? Once the body comes into motion here, what are the forces acting? Weight of the body, mg acting downward direction, and velocity of the body along horizontal direction. Weight mg downwards, velocity along horizontal direction. So that means here also in this situation, along horizontal direction, the force acting on the body is 0. The force is equals to 0. So that means force 0 means force formula generally ma. So that means acceleration also 0. If acceleration of the body is 0, what happens? Body moves with constant velocity. Body moves with constant velocity. So along horizontal direction, the force acts on the body is 0. So that's why acceleration of the body is 0. So the body moves with constant velocity along horizontal direction. So whatever it may be, the time the body is in motion along horizontal direction, what is the velocity here? At the point of projection, what is the velocity? U. At any point in its path, what is the path followed by the body here? So this is the path followed by the body. This is the path followed by the body. At any point in its path, horizontal velocity u remains constant. Horizontal velocity u remains constant. There is no change in that horizontal velocity. Then along vertical direction, what happens? Along vertical direction, what happens? Along vertical direction. So here, for example, at this position, if the body is at this position, that means the body travels certain vertical distance and the body travels certain horizontal distance also. The body travels horizontal distance as well as vertical distance. If the body travels certain amount of vertical distance, means it's having certain speed. So along vertical direction, this body acts as freely falling body. Along vertical direction, the body acts as a freely falling body. Freely falling body means along vertical direction, initial velocity is equals to 0, acceleration is equals to plus g. These are the conditions. So this is the two-dimensional motion along horizontal, along vertical. See here, the body moves like this. This is the path followed by the body. This is the path followed by the body means it's having horizontal as well as vertical. What is the horizontal? Along horizontal direction, force acting on the body is 0. That's why acceleration is 0. So that means body moves with constant velocity. There is no change in the velocity. But along vertical direction, here I am projecting the body along horizontal direction only. That means along vertical direction, there is no velocity at the start of motion. At the start of motion, there is no velocity along the vertical direction. That means along vertical direction, velocity of the body acts as a freely falling body. So initial velocity 0, acceleration is plus g. So this is along vertical direction. So this is the condition. This is the concept, generally what happens here. Now we have to prove that the path followed by the body is parabola. That's we have to prove. So now, how can we prove that this path is parabola? Let us say, first along horizontal, after certain time, let us say the horizontal distance is x and vertical distance travelled by the body is y. After certain time, the horizontal distance travelled by the body is x and vertical distance travelled by the body is y. So now, here along horizontal direction, what happens? Along horizontal direction, velocity of the body is equals to u, acceleration of the body is equals to 0, distance travelled by the body is x. So from equation s is equals to ut plus half at square. X is equals to u into t plus half a 0 into t square. Therefore, x is equals to u into t. So, from this t can be written as x by u. T can be written as x by u. So, simple. Along horizontal direction, velocity of the body is u. So, during its path, wherever is the position of the body, at any position, the speed of the body, that means velocity of the body does not changes. U value never be changes at any position in its path. So, S equals to ut plus a t is equals to x by u. T is equals to x by u. So, based on this. Now, along vertical direction, what we discussed already? Along vertical direction, what we discussed, the body acts as a freely falling body. Along vertical direction, the body acts as freely falling body. Freely falling body means initial velocity is 0, acceleration is plus g. So, acceleration is plus g, distance travelled by the body is y. Because along vertical direction, this body acts as a freely falling body. Freely means initial velocity 0, acceleration is plus g, distance is y. So, from equation S is equals to ut plus half at square, again S is nothing but y, 0 into t plus half a is g t square. So, y is equals to half gt square. Y equals to half gt square. This is the vertical distance. This is the horizontal distance travelled and this is the vertical distance travelled. So, from this y can be written as half g into t value. How can we solve? What we can substitute? T is equals to x by u. So, y is equals to half g x square by u square. So, y is equals to g by 2 u square into x square. Here g remains constant, velocity also remains constant, velocity does not changes. So, from this y can be written as some constant k x square, where k is equals to g by 2 u square. This is also the equation of parabola. Y equals to kx square is also the equation of parabola. What is k? G by 2a. K is a constant because g value for a given place, g constant, and velocity of projection also remains constant. So, this is y under y component changes as well as x component also changes. This is equation of parabola and this is the concept of horizontal projectile. Now, what is the time taken to reach the ground here and what is the horizontal distance travelled before touching the ground? Like this we can calculate now again in case of horizontal projectile. So, horizontal projectile is nothing but we are throwing the body from certain height. Oblique projectile means from the ground we can throw the body with certain angle. So, certain angle, the path followed by the body is like this, oblique projectile. But if you throw the body from certain height, the path followed by the body is this one. This is called horizontal projectile. Both are different. Of course, finally we can prove that the path followed by the both cases must be parabola only. The path followed by the body in the two cases is parabola. So, next here, see here, this is the height of the body. Body is projected along horizontal direction with velocity u. The path followed by the body is like this. On reaching the ground, let us say the distance travelled by the body is r. R is called horizontal range. First we have to calculate time. What is the time taken to reach the ground here? First case we have to calculate what is the time taken to reach the ground. Here the body moves like this, the body moves like this. Time taken to reach the ground. What is the time taken to reach the ground? What we discussed, along vertical direction, the body acts as freely falling body. Along vertical direction, the body acts as freely falling body. Freely falling body means initial velocity is equals to 0. Along vertical direction, the body acts as a freely falling body. So, initial velocity is 0, acceleration is equals to plus g, distance travelled by the body is nothing but height. Through what height we are throwing the body, from what height we are throwing the body. So, that is distance travelled by the body along vertical direction is nothing but h. And time taken, now we have to calculate from equation s is equals to ut plus half at square. S is nothing but h 0 into t plus half a g into t square. So, h is equals to half gt square. So, 2h by g is equals to t square. T is equals to under root 2h by g. So, just nothing but time of descent. This is nothing but time of descent. So, time taken by the body to reach the ground from certain height, time taken by the body to reach the ground from certain height, t is equals to under root 2h by g. So, because along vertical direction this body acts as a freely falling body. Freely falling body in the sense u0, acceleration this one, s is h, t is equals to under root 2h by g. Then what is the horizontal distance travelled? Horizontal distance, that is also called as range. Horizontal distance travelled before touches the ground. Horizontal distance travelled by the body before it touches the ground. So, how can you calculate this one? Main thing is, see here along horizontal, already mentioned here, along horizontal direction, what is the velocity of the body at any position? U only. At any point in its path, at any point in its path, the horizontal velocity is u. Acceleration of the body must be 0. Distance travelled is equals to r. Distance travelled by the body along horizontal direction from the foot of the tower to the point where the ball touches the ground. Horizontal range in the sense, the distance between foot of the tower to where the ball touches the ground, the distance between those two is called range. So, from equation again s is equals to ut plus half at square, s is nothing but r, u into t plus half a is 0 into t square, 0 into t square is 0, therefore, r is equals to u into t, u into t. What is the time taken to reach the ground? In this time, what is the horizontal distance? Whether the ball is travelling from maximum height to the ground, whether the ball is travelling from maximum height to the ground, in this time interval, what is the horizontal distance? R. So, u into t is nothing but here under root 2h by g. This is the range. Horizontal distance travelled by the body r is equals to u into under root 2h by g. That is the situation. So, this is the maximum height, it's not possible to calculate the maximum height because the body thrown from certain height only. The body thrown from certain height, that is why not possible to calculate the maximum height. Next, same situations, we can calculate what is the velocity of the body after time t seconds and what is the displacement of the body, all we can calculate right now based on this horizontal projectile also. Velocity of the body after time t seconds and what is the displacement of the body after time t seconds, we can calculate in this. First, velocity of the body after time t seconds. Velocity of the body after time t seconds. T seconds in the t seconds must be less than time of descent. So here the body must be projected like this. The body projected along horizontal direction. This is the path followed by the body. So this is the path followed by the body. This is initial velocity u. Along vertical direction, the body acts as a freely falling body. That's why along vertical direction, initial velocity equals to u. So here initial velocity vector is u bar is equals to ui only. Initial velocity is equals to u bar is equals to ui, because initially at the point of projection, that means at the start of motion, at this position, the body having only horizontal velocity. Vertical direction, the velocity of the body must be 0. Along vertical direction, the velocity of the body must be 0. So that's why initial velocity vector u bar can be written as ui. U bar can be written as ui. Next, final velocity vector. What is the final velocity vector? Let us say v bar is equals to, we can write vxi plus vyj. Now we can calculate what is vx and what is vy. So here initial velocity vector is, I am writing what is that, only ui cap. Why ui cap? At the point of projection, where the body is projecting from maximum height. In what direction? Along horizontal direction. So what is the velocity along horizontal direction? U. But along vertical direction, how this body acts at this position? Along vertical direction, the body acts as a freely falling body. For any freely falling body, initial velocity must be 0. So that's why ui, final velocity v bar equals to vxi plus vyj. Final velocity vxi plus vyj. Now, what is the vx and what is vy, we can calculate. So how can we calculate this now? Vxi plus vxi, here already we calculate vxi and vyj, we can calculate. Vx, that is along horizontal direction. Along horizontal direction, u always remains constant. U always remains constant. So we can write Vx is equals to u only. No doubt about that. Vx is equals to u. Next, along vertical direction, along vertical direction, the body acts as freely falling body. The body acts as freely falling body. So freely falling body, that means uy is equals to 0, vy we can calculate, acceleration is equals to plus g, t is nothing but after time t is equals to t seconds. Along vertical direction has nothing but y axis, that's why I am writing here uy equals to 0 and vy equals to how much. So now from equation v is equals to u plus at, vy is equals to uy plus gt. So vy is equals to uy 0 gt. So vy is equals to gt. So velocity after time t seconds, velocity after time t seconds, vy is equals to how much it is? Gt. Velocity after time t seconds, vy equals to how much? It is gt. So velocity vector v bar can be written as, what we can write? Vxi plus Vyj. Therefore, V bar can be written as, what is Vx? Vx is nothing but u only, that is ui. Vy is nothing but how much? Gtj. This is plus. Here we wrote plus, but here I am writing minus. What is the negative? What is the negative sign indicates that actual velocity vector is V bar is equals to ui minus gtj. Ui minus gtj. How can we write that? Ui minus gtj. Why it is minus here? Why it is minus? So the reason is, why it is minus is, vertically downwards is considered as negative y axis. Vertically upwards is positive y axis. Vertically downwards is negative y axis. Negative y axis means it is minus j cap. Along positive y axis we can write plus j. Along negative y axis we can write minus j. Along negative y axis we can write minus j. So that's why this can be written as V bar is equals to ui minus gtj. Ui minus gtj. So what is the magnitude of this velocity? V bar can be written as under root u square plus minus gt whole square. So that is equals to square root of u square plus g square t square. Magnitude of V bar is equals to square root of u square plus g square t square. That is the situation. This is the velocity vector in case of horizontal projectile after time t second. Velocity vector after time t seconds. Horizontal velocity does not changes, but vertical velocity changes. How it changes? Gt. So this can be written as ui minus gtj. So modulo magnitude of V bar, that is u square plus minus gt whole square. U square plus g square t square. So this is the situation. So now what is the displacement vector after time t seconds? In this situation, how can we write that? Displacement vector after time t seconds. After time t, so velocity of the body after time t seconds, displacement vector. Here it is displacement after time t seconds. Let us say after time t seconds, let us say the vertical distance is y, horizontal distance is x. After time t seconds, vertical distance is y, horizontal distance is x. I am writing s bar is equals to xi minus yj. Here directly I am writing minus. Y minus vertically downwards is considered as negative y axis. So along horizontal direction, already we derived this. Along horizontal, initial velocity is u, acceleration 0, distance is x. From equation s is equals to ut plus half a t square, x is equals to ut half a t square, acceleration 0. Next, what happens along vertical direction? Along vertical direction, initial velocity equals to 0 because along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. Acceleration is equals to plus g, distance is equals to y. From equation s is equals to ut plus half a t square, again 0 into t plus half gt square. So s is equals to half gt square. So that is s is nothing but y, vertical displacement, sorry. Y is equals to half gt square. Now from equation we can write s bar is equals to xi minus yj. X is uti minus half gt square j. This is the displacement vector after time t seconds. Displacement vector after time t seconds is S equals to uti minus half gt square j. So, how can you calculate the magnitude here? So, how can you calculate the magnitude here? Magnitude of S bar is equals to square root of ut whole square plus minus half gt square whole square. So, therefore, u square t square plus 1 by 4 g square t power 4, g square t power 4 like this. This is the displacement vector after time t seconds, displacement vector of the body after time t seconds. Now, so next, let us say after time t seconds, what is the angle made by the displacement vector after with the horizontal? Angle made by the displacement vector with horizontal after t seconds. Angle made by the displacement vector with horizontal after t seconds. See here. So, from this diagram, so let us say this is the displacement vector at this position, this is the displacement vector. What is the angle made by the displacement vector with horizontal after time t seconds? So, from this diagram we can write tan alpha is equals to y component by x component, y by x. So, tan alpha is equals to y is nothing but half gt square, x is equals to ut. So, tan alpha is equals to what we can write, gt by 2u sorry, alpha is equals to tan inverse gt by 2u, alpha is equals to tan inverse gt by 2u, that is the angle. In the same way, what is the angle made by the velocity vector with horizontal? Angle made by the velocity vector with the horizontal. Angle made by the velocity vector with horizontal. Same in the situation, see here, body projected like this, the path of the body is like this. At this position, this is the velocity vector. What is the angle made by the velocity vector with the horizontal? Alpha, like this. Here it is Vy and it is Vx. We can write tan alpha is equals to, see here, this is the velocity vector after time t seconds, this is the velocity vector. The velocity vector means it is having vertical component as well as horizontal component like this. So, tan alpha can be written as y component by x component, Vy by Vx. So, tan alpha is equals to Vy is gt, Vx is u. So, alpha is equals to tan inverse gt by u, tan inverse gt by u. This is the angle made by the velocity vector with the horizontal after time t seconds. This is the angle made by the displacement vector with the horizontal after time t seconds. So, based on this we calculated like this.